Let's begin our PowerPoint Chapter 1 tutorial. I'd like for you all to open up a blank PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to start by saving this like we always do. So let's go ahead and go up to File on your ribbon, up on your tabs there. Go to Save As. You should have a folder now created for this class. It just makes things a lot easier to keep them organized. Save it as your last name, and then you can just put PPT for PowerPoint 1 walkthrough. So your last name, comma, PPT 1 walkthrough. And then go ahead and save that. For this chapter, I'm not going to have you go ahead and write down vocabulary. Vocabulary is very similar throughout all of the Microsoft Office programs. So we've touched on the vocabulary in Word and in Excel from Semester 1, and you're going to see those same types of terms in PowerPoint. You will have a multiple choice test at the end of this chapter. However, it's going to be based on PowerPoint rules. Also, it will have some vocabulary terms like animation or slide transition, but those are all things that you should be able to pick up on as we go through the walkthrough. If you want to take notes, you can. It's just not going to be something that you have to turn in. So why don't we go ahead and start. When you open up PowerPoint and open up a new presentation, it always starts with a title slide. What we're going to start with doing is we're going to go ahead and change the theme of our PowerPoint. So we're going to go up to our Design tab, and these are all of our themes. If you just put your mouse over the top of any of these themes, you can see that they're all named. Typically, it gives you a preview of what it would look like down here. I think mine isn't showing up right now just because I'm recording it, so it's slowing down my computer a little bit. However, you can see that they're all named, and they're all named in alphabetical order. Some of these names, you'll notice, are the same as the themes that we had in Word and Excel, like aspect. I know you guys use that one. You'd find verb, you'd find urban. So what I want you guys to choose is the one that's called Oriole. So to get all of these to show up, you click on the little more arrow that's on the far right-hand corner. And Oriole is this one right here that has a little orange circle and some lines on it. Choose the theme right here. This is changing the theme font as well as the theme colors and adding some graphics to it. Over here, if you chose a theme and maybe you didn't quite like the color, you can go over here and you can actually change the color of that. We're not going to do that right now. We'll just keep it Oriole, but once you get into some of your other presentations and you want to get creative and change some things up, you can go ahead and play with the different colors. Also, you can also change the fonts. So let's start. We're going to have quite a bit of typing, so I apologize for that. So just make sure you're staying with me on this. You can always pause the video to catch back up. So you can see PowerPoint tries to make it easy for you, and it tells you what to put in these boxes. So we're going to click in the first box that says click to add a title, and we're going to go ahead and add our title for this presentation. It's called It Is Easy Being Green. This type of font does do all caps, but you can see that I did capitalize the first letter of all of these words because they are proper nouns. The subtitle, go ahead and click on that. And we're going to type in Saving Energy at Home. Typically in the subtitle, you're going to put in your name, possibly the date or the class name. This one wants a subtitle that goes along with your title. I want you to go ahead and type in Saving Energy at Home and then hit enter twice, and then put by, and then put your name. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do some basic formatting. Some of the formatting that we're going to be doing in this chapter is just a review from the previous chapters. So, you know, italicizing, changing the font size, changing the color. However, we're just going to do it just to kind of review it all. So let's go ahead and select our subtitle, Just Saving Energy at Home. And we are going to go up to our Home tab, so go up to your ribbon at the top. And we're going to change a couple things on here. We're going to change it to italics. It's already bold, and change it to italics. And then we're going to go ahead and increase our font size. You can always type in the font size here, or you can use this little increase button. And I want you to increase it to 24, so you're going to hit it twice. Or again, you could just type in 24. Either way will work. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and go back up to our title. And we're going to select the word green. And we're going to go up and change the font color. So in our font group on our ribbon, we're going to go up here to this little A, to our font color, and I want you to choose one of the greens here. Probably the darker one would be a little bit easier to see. Okay, our font is set at 30, that's fine, and it's bold as well because that is our theme that we've selected. Okay, every once in a while when you're working on a PowerPoint, make sure you're saving it. You can hit the little icon at the top, or Control-S is our shortcut. You want to remember to use those shortcut keys. Okay, now we're going to insert a new slide. Now there's a couple ways to insert slides, so I'll show you different ways to do it. I don't care how you do it, because obviously I can't tell how you're doing it when you turn in a presentation, but on your Home tab, you can see that there's this new slide icon. You can go ahead and click on New Slide, and it gives you the basic new slide. Or you can click on the little arrow, and that gives you the different options of what kind of slide layouts you want. Or you can even right-click on this left-hand side over here and click on New Slide. And that gives you, again, the basic slide layout. We are going to use the slide layout that's title and content. Okay, so you can see these all have names. Okay, we're going to go ahead and click on the title box. And we're going to add a title, and it's going to say, Make Small Changes to Cut Energy. Maybe we can learn a little bit through this PowerPoint. Okay, now I'm going to click on my text box. You can see that when I did the title and content layout, it automatically has the bullets. And again, these bullets are by default hollow circle, not a filled-in circle, because of the theme that we chose. This bullet that's on the far left is a first level bullet, and I'll get into that a little bit more here in a second. So go ahead and click on that. You'll see that it's faint right now. As we begin to type, it gets in darker. If you didn't want bullets, you could delete it. However, you want to keep with bullets because it keeps your presentation organized. And I talked about last time how you want to follow the 7x7 rule. It still applies here. So we're going to go ahead and type in install low flow faucets and shower heads, and then hit enter, and you'll notice that again our bullet shows up and it's faint. Now if I want to put a bullet underneath this bullet, so let's say whatever I'm talking about has to do with installing low flow faucets or shower heads, you don't want to put a first level bullet underneath. You want to do a second level bullet. So in order to do a second level bullet, all you do is you hit tab. Okay, now you can see that my bullet has gone inside a little bit. It's indented probably a ½ inch, and now it's changed the look of the bullet as well. We're going to go ahead and type in some more content. Cut water consumption in half. Okay, again, this bullet has to do with our first level bullet. Hit enter again, and you'll notice that it stays as a second level bullet. Now, to get that bullet to go back out, you can hit a shortcut key, which is Shift and then Tab. Remember, I hit Tab to get it in. If I continue to hit Tab, you can see that it continues to put my different levels of bullets. Shift Tab brings that bullet back out. Or another way that you can deal with bullet levels is in your Home tab on your ribbon, go to the paragraph group, and next to the bullets, you'll see that there's this little arrow that says decreased list level or increase list level. If I hit increase, it brings it into the right. If I hit decrease, it's going to bring it back out. So you can choose these as well to bring in those bullets. Okay, let's go ahead and add another bullet here. So we're doing appliances, count for 20% of electric bill. And then hit enter, tab, or go up to your paragraph group and indent your level one more. By energy, star, qualified, and I did capitalize that, qualified products, enter again. I'm going to stay on my second level bullet because I'm going to still be talking about appliances. Run dishwasher, comma, clothes washer with full loads. Enter again, tab, because I'm going to go on a third level bullet. Wash clothes in cold water. All right, so we have all of our content here. Okay, I want you to go ahead and on this second level bullet underneath install low flow faucets, select in half, and we're just going to bold that. You can hit bold on your font group or Control B. And we're going to increase the font to 24. Okay, they want to make sure that you can really see that if you do low flow faucets, it's going to cut your water consumption in half and lower your bills. Okay, now we're going to add another slide down here. So right below here, we're going to go up to our slides and just go ahead and click on New Slide. If you didn't choose the drop-down arrow, you'll notice again that it does our title and content because that is our default. Now, if you realize after you put that in that that's not the one you wanted, you can go up here to your slides group and go to Layout. When you select Layout, then it gives you all those options again. And so what we actually want to do is just title only on this slide. And we're going to type in use energy efficient lighting. Okay, so we're just putting a title on this slide, use energy efficient lighting. This is our slide 3, so we will come back to this slide. Okay, on directions, when I'm giving you directions for completing the PowerPoint, you'll notice that I'll put on slide 1, do this, and so forth, to make sure you're paying attention to where these slides are being placed. So that was on slide 3. Okay, let's go ahead and insert another slide again. And this time we're going to change the layout to a comparison layout. So on slide 4, let's go up to our layout, and we're going to choose the one that says comparison. Okay, let's go ahead and add our title. We're going to type in adjust your thermostats. You'll notice that in PowerPoint, if you spell something wrong, it will have the red squiggly line, unlike Excel, so you can't always right-click if you spell it wrong and change the word. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and type in this first little title box that says click to add text. It's orange. We're going to type in furnace and then a colon, 68 degrees, and then click on the other orange box and do water heater, colon, 120 degrees. All right, so we've got our titles in there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and start adding in some pictures. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go back up to slide 1, and we're going to insert in some clip art pictures. Now, I did attach these clip art pictures to the presentation, so in Blackboard. So if for some reason you can't find the same pictures by typing in a word, you can go to the Blackboard assignment and you can find the pictures in there. So on some of them I might insert a picture, which is because I've saved the clip art picture already, or we'll go to clip art and I'll show you how to do that as well. So on this first one, we're just going to go up to insert. We're going to go to picture. And then I'm going to show you how I saved these pictures already. If you didn't save these from Blackboard, you should. So you can go back to Blackboard, you can pause this, and make sure you save all these pictures in your documents. And we're going to put in the one that says green globe. Okay, so it's a picture, kind of like a flower thing here. Okay, you can see that you can just move this picture around. So go ahead and just move it somewhere you think it looks nice on the right-hand side, or wherever it fits well. Okay, go ahead and go down to slide 2. And we're going to go ahead and put a couple of pictures on this slide. On this one, I'm going to go to clip art. I did save the picture, but I will show you how to get it on clip art. If you go to insert, clip art, you can type in the word that you need to find. So dishwasher. We're going to find a picture of a dishwasher. We're just going to go ahead and click on this first one. Again, if this isn't popping up for you, then find it in your documents or in your pictures where you saved it from Blackboard. And you'll see that it automatically pops in there. You can just move it over to the side. And then I'm going to type in faucet. If you spell faucet wrong, then it won't come up with any results. So it is really important that you're spelling it correctly. I'm going to choose the one that has money coming out of it. So it's about halfway down. Again, it's saved in Blackboard if you want to grab that. Okay, we're just going to put them here on the bottom. Okay, we haven't resized our pictures yet. We're just moving them. Okay, let's go to our third slide here. And we're going to go up to Insert Picture. And we're going to choose the one that's called CFL. Okay, it's a great big picture of a light bulb. Okay, so it's just trying to show you on this slide what an energy efficient light bulb looks like. Okay, and then on slide 4, okay, you'll notice on slide 4, we have our boxes down here that we didn't type anything in, because we're just going to put pictures down here. We're not going to add any text. So you'll see these little icons right here. We have table, chart, smart art graphics, media clip, clip art, and a picture from file. I did save these in Blackboard, so again, you could hit picture from file, or if you wanted to go to clip art, you'd click on the little clip art icon. And then we're going to put in a picture of a furnace here. Okay, so I'm putting in this picture of a furnace. And then on this one, I'm going to put in a picture of a water heater. And you can see since I clicked on clip art from this little box, when I choose my water heater, it goes straight to that box and it erases the box. Okay, so that's how you actually get rid of that text box and just have the picture showing there. Okay, so now we have all of our pictures added. Okay, we're going to go ahead and resize these pictures. Now there's obviously different ways to resize a picture. You can grab the corner and drag it up. However, oftentimes on an assignment, I will tell you to scale the picture to a certain percentage. So go ahead and click on the furnace, and we're going to go up on our picture tools. That should be selected right now on our ribbon. If we go over to the right-hand side and click on the little dialog box under size, you'll see that we can change our height, and that's our scaling just like we did on our flyers from Word. So let's go ahead and change this to 125, and it makes it a little bit bigger, and then you can move it a little bit. Okay, we'll do the same thing on this one. We'll change it to 125. Okay, so if I ask you specifically to scale a picture, you need to make sure that you're clicking on it before you drag anything, because it's not going to have the same scale. And I can tell if you've scaled it or not because I can check the dimensions on it. Okay, if we go back to our slide 2, you can just go ahead and resize these a little bit. I'm not going to make you scale those. And move them to wherever you think looks best. All right, so we're almost done. Now I want you to go ahead and click on slide 1. And we are going to right-click on the slide, and we're going to go down to Duplicate Slide. Okay, when you duplicate the slide, it will show up right below it. So you can see now I have 2 of the exact same slides. Okay, we're going to have this slide 2 be our final slide. So in order to move the slide, all you have to do is on this left-hand side, go ahead and click on 2 and drag it, and you can see that my mouse becomes a white arrow with a little box around it, and you can see that I'm dragging this box down, and I'm going to make it my new slide 5. Okay, now I have slide 5 selected. I'm going to go ahead and change a couple things. I'm going to erase "It is easy being green" and just put "be green." Okay, because we've gone through all of these different steps that can help you be green. So I want you to be green. And then on our subtitle, just put in "Save Energy at Home." You can erase your name there. Okay, so we've got our title slide. We have our content slides in here. These are our 3 content slides. And then on slide 5, we have our concluding slide, or end slide. If on any of the projects, it tells you to add notes to a slide. Notes are used when you're presenting a PowerPoint. It can't be seen by those who are just watching the PowerPoint, but it's something that you can print off and you can use if you were going to go in front of a group and actually present a PowerPoint. So for this one, for example, we have no words typed on here. So if you wanted to jot down some notes so you knew what to say when you're giving this presentation, you can actually type them down here at the bottom. This is your notes page. So you could write, "This is an example of an energy efficient light bulb." Okay, again, these notes cannot be seen when the PowerPoint is actually being viewed. It can only be seen in edit mode. You can print these if you're going to present them by going up to your File, Print, and there'll be different print options on here that allow you to print, on one side, print full, have them collated. There's just different options on here on how to print different settings. You can do print on all sides. You could put what slide range you would like. You could put all 6 on a slide. You could print the notes pages right here. Okay, so you can see if you did a full page, it would print this entire thing. If you did a notes page, it would look like this. And it shows you those different views. So there's lots of different options with printing your PowerPoints. We're obviously not printing PowerPoints, but once you get to that point in the class, you might want to consider that. Okay, then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a slide transition. For this part, I don't care what slide you're on. It doesn't matter what slide because we're going to apply the same transition to all of them. So go ahead and go up to Transitions. And we'll go ahead and just choose Push. Okay, so we chose Push. It showed us what it was going to look like. And then over on the right-hand side over here, we're going to hit Apply to All. When I hit Apply to All, you'll notice that this little star comes on over here. If I click on the little star, I can view all the animation that I selected for each slide. Okay, so that is our slide transition. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when you actually see a slideshow. If you wanted to view your slideshow, you go ahead and go up to the tab and hit Slideshow from the beginning. And there appears your first slide. You can hit your space bar, or you can hit your arrow keys. So if I hit my right arrow, then it's going to go through my presentation here. So you can view your PowerPoint this way. On this screen, you cannot see if you have words spelled wrong, so you need to make sure that you're spell checking. On your Review tab, you can hit Spelling, or you can just notice if there's a red squiggly line somewhere. Okay, another thing that you might be asked to do is adding a header or a footer. On PowerPoints, we're most likely going to add footers. A header would be on a notes page. So I want you to go ahead and go to Insert, Header and Footer, and we're going to go ahead and make sure we're on the Slide tab here. We're going to click on Slide Number, so I want the little number to show up down here. And on the footer, I want you to type in your last name. Okay, if I wanted you to do the date and time, we could check that. This purpose, I don't care. And then don't show on title slide. Okay, we don't want our footer to show up on our title slide. So I have the slide number selected. In the footer, I've typed in my last name and don't show on the title slide. And then you do have to hit Apply to All. Okay, so you'll notice that there's nothing on my title slide, and then I've got my page number, and then my footer for this theme goes on the side. It changes from theme to theme. So you'll notice on this, that's how this one is set up. Most of the time, it's going to be at the bottom. Okay, and that's the end of this PowerPoint. I know this is a very basic PowerPoint, but I wanted to just make sure we were all on the same page as we get going in this chapter. You should do really well in this chapter for PowerPoint as long as you're following the directions very carefully. Your next PowerPoint that you're going to do for me can be found in Blackboard. This is what your directions look like. Now, when you're looking through these directions, don't just look at the pictures. Make sure you're reading through the directions. I know I say that every time, but I want you to make sure that you're reading them. This is what it's going to look like when you're done. It won't have these little call-out boxes. That's just there to help you. It shows you an outline right here. And you do need to get used to seeing text like this for PowerPoints. It has it broken off into levels. And so when you have a first level over on the far left-hand side, that's going to be its own slide. So this is slide 1, content. This is slide 2, content. Slide 3 and slide 4. Okay, you can also see by just looking at them what's on each slide. Okay, I have the directions on here as well, so make sure you're paying close attention to all of that as you go through this PowerPoint. Make sure you submit the walkthrough on Blackboard and then submit this one for this week. As always, if you have questions on anything, please don't hesitate to email me and let me know. Have a good week.